Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
Today, we deliver more wonderful birthdays at Trinity Health Family Birth Center. We offer all new private, family-centered suites. Our maternity team provides more personalized support, advanced care, and the reassurances of a NICU and a neonatologist on staff. Take a virtual tour at trinityhealth.org/Family Birth Center. Trinity Health, making more possible.
If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iron. From burnt to unburnt, he does that.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Here we go. Kemple, the scoop. No, he went up and got it.
The beautiful 18th hole at the Vardon Golf Club here in the beautiful Magic City of Minot, North Dakota. The home of the PSP Network, set up in the broadcast booth for the State A Boys Golf Championships. Good afternoon and welcome into the Magic City. It was a beautiful morning and a nice early afternoon. Mother Nature started to wreak a little bit of havoc as we've got some overcast clouds and sky right now, but still a beautiful day for golf. Good afternoon and welcome in. I'm Nick Holberg, joined by Mr. Andrew Schmitz from the Minot Country Club and the PGA Pro, the former Minot Country Club, Beowulf, excuse me now. And you're no stranger to this sport of golf. Today's a special day for quite a few young men in our state.
You know what, Nick? I'm excited to be here. Course looks fantastic. The weather, I love playing in this weather. Not that much wind. It should be, the leaderboard's looking great. I'm excited to crown a boys state champion this year.
Tell us how this works here today. Not only an individual state champion, but we'll also have a team champion as well, and we'll get those stats and numbers coming your way in just a moment here as we join the action from the 7:58 tee time here this morning. 3 seed from Fargo North, Eric Dober, Jacob Walsh from Mandan, Jordan Peters from Grand Forks, Red River, and Von Romsdahl from Jamestown. on the green right now as we pick up our coverage here on the second day of the state tournament from the Magic City. We see Jacob Walsh in the dark blue and the black hats, looking to pitch on a short pitch shot to reach the green. Von Romsdahl is in the flower shirt, the blue hat. Jordan Peters in the red shirt nearest to us.
Pretty accessible pin on 18 today. Danger of just going long. We've seen a few go long today already. Really hard up and down, but a pretty good pin to attack here on 18.
Not the easiest hole on this golf course here at Vardon, with quite a drive from the box to get here and the dip to be there. But like you mentioned, the pin placement can make all the difference in the world, can't it?
Yeah, I mean today with 500 yards, I think we're seeing a lot of players laying up and to the end of the fairway there and just having a little flip wedge into it. We haven't seen a whole lot of close shots here today yet, but it is a pretty accessible pin.
Here's Von Romsdahl with the putts. Multi-sport athlete for Jamestown. Currently 24th, +1 here today. +9 yesterday. Nice roll up to the flag there, Andy.
Yep. Just probably not looking to make that one, but cozy it up there close. Have something close to kick in there for par.
Mentality on day 2 changes quite a bit from day 1. Is that always how you played?
You know, I think what I would tell my kids is, there's, depending on what the leaderboard looks like, you're just telling them to stick to the plan. I think Parker Beck got off to a hot start yesterday, so I think you just got to tell your guys just to be patient, and I don't think the game plan changes much from day 1 to day 2.
Dober with the tap in. The attempt on 18 here for Jordan Peters.
He should have had a good look from the putt before him. This must be just a little slow going up that hill.
Once again, Romsdahl sitting at +10 overall, +1 here today. Not a bad second round after going +9 yesterday.
No, it's just the problem is they're just so far back of Parker that I don't know if anybody's going to be able to reach him today.
Romsdahl ends the high school golf season here at the Vardon. Here's Jordan Peters. Drops it in. Not a giant crowd here today, but good contingency of fans coming from across the state for the state tournament.
I'm going to guess we're going to have a lot more people around this green here as the day goes on.
I'd have to think it will be the hot spot. There's Jake Walsh. Dropping it in. Round comes to a close for these 4 gentlemen. When we come back to the Vardon, we'll get you set up for the championship round and the leaders that are approaching number 18. here at the Vardon Golf Club.
Making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go. The team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair.
Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Poise. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
...2025 State Class A Golf Championships live from the Vardon in the Magic City of Minot, North Dakota. Proudly brought to you by Beowulf Golf Club in the Magic City. GolfMinot.com. Proud to bring you the contest here today as we'll crown state champions, not only in the team game today, but also as an individual medal as well. I'm Nick Holberg from PSP Network, joined by, now I would say, a pretty good friend. It's Mr. Andrew Schmitz, the PGA Pro from Beowulf Golf Course. First things first, we see our first group on the live broadcast come through here today. I'm not really used to whispering with this headset on, so we'll do our best here today. Beautiful day for golf. You talked about this weather and it being a factor here today. The wind's starting to pick up just a little bit, however.
You know what? I've been hot, I've been cold. It's been calm, and now the wind has started to pick up a little bit. So looks like we got the leaders about making the turns. We got about 9 holes left. We'll see what the weather has in store for us. But you know what? I've played in worse weather for state tournaments. I know that.
Without a doubt. You as the PGA Golf Pro, I don't know if you saw this on our name bars, the graphic staff put together under my name here. You can find me on my Twitter handle. You can also see that my career best is a 73, which happened just the other day. Proud to have that on the title. Thanks to the graphic staff for that today.
Great score.
Yeah,
it's a great score. I know you've been working on your game, and yeah, it's always fun to play well.
Speaking of scores, let's take a look at the guys that are at the top of the ladder right now for the individual mark. Parker Beck from Century 3 under right now in the contest here today as he's out in front. He's got himself a 4-stroke lead right now, and that might be tough to track down here in the tail end of this.
You know what? He had a good round yesterday, finished really well, and that really put him in a position today where it looks like he's not going to have a lot of stress for one of these kids to come back. I think Parker's going to have to help him a little bit and come backwards. So I can't imagine that happening, but I'm excited to see what happens in a sophomore too. The youngest kid on that leaderboard. So I'm excited to see him come through, and we'll see if he's got what it takes to get it done.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a 67 yesterday. It was Colby Corner from Red River that shot a 70. He was he's 1 over here in round number 2 coming into today's action. Is that right? Or he's 2 under here. There's round 1 through round number 2. He's even through 2.
See, he's through 10 holes. He's got about 8 left. Yeah, that's going to be tough for anybody to catch Parker at this point, it looks like. But again, that's why they play it. We'll see what happens.
Kaysen Rosted on his home course here, the senior from Minot North, through 9. He shot a 73 yesterday. 1 under here so far today. Looking at the team scores coming in. If you want to give us a breakdown, Andy, on how the team versus individual works as far as the state championships are awarded here today.
Well, as a team, you're going to bring 6 guys, and you're going to take your 4 lowest scores each day. I know some of these teams also have some individual qualifiers. You can qualify throughout the year and make it, so some of these teams will have more than 6 guys. They might have some individual qualifiers that are able to play, where their score wouldn't count for the team score. But yeah, these teams will bring their 6 top guys, and their top 4 scores from each day will be their team score.
When you talk about winning a state championship, not only obviously it's special to do it as a team, but as an individual player, there really has to be some stake in that, really, isn't there? If you can have that title on your resume when you start to try to advance to the college game?
Yeah, you know what? I was lucky enough to go and follow at Cirrus last week at WDA, and I was impressed by a lot of these kids. So, yeah, you know, if Parker or any of these kids are planning on a future golf after high school, this is great to put on your resume, right? State title as a sophomore would be huge. So yeah, a lot of ramifications just besides the team and the individuals for these guys. But yeah, I was very impressed with a lot of these kids last week when I got to watch them.
Yeah, it should be a fun afternoon of golf here from the Vardon Golf Course. Originally the Minot Country Club, then the Vardon, and this is a place after the flood in 2011 that got revamped just a little bit, but boy, they sure brought it back to life, and this is one of the premier tracks inside of our state.
You know what? It's beautiful out here today. It's a great golf course. It's a great spectator golf course. As you can see, the holes are kind of running next to each other. It's great as a spectator. You can see multiple holes at once. A great finishing hole here too. I love 18. There's you know, we did see somebody reach it in 2 today, so an eagle is a possibility, and we've also seen some kids make some mistakes and make a high number here. So I love the finishing hole, and yeah, I think it's a great golf course for this event.
Yeah, it certainly is. Cirrus was good last week for the WDA as well. The Magic City here in North Central North Dakota really is fortunate to have the courses they have. Overall, your thoughts on how Cirrus played last week?
You know what? I was impressed with Cirrus. I haven't played there in a while. I'm going to make sure I get out there and play there today, or this season. You know, Minot's golf is it's very strong. I'm lucky to be a part of it, and we have a great Minot Junior Golf Association. We have great courses in town. We've got courses at every level. We have great pros in town. If you're a golfer in Minot, there is so much for you to do. So we're very lucky, and you know, thankfully for the Minot Junior Golf Association that they are really spurring the activity on. So
yeah, without question, our premier sponsor for the event, Beowulf Golf Club in the Magic City, formerly the Minot Country Club, under new ownership now, and obviously with your doings there as the head PGA pro, there is something special about that place. It was voted as one of the top golf courses in the state of North Dakota. What is it about that place that people like so much? I guess I could answer that question myself, but you deal with the members each and every day. That really is a fantastic track right in South Minot. You know what? We were fortunate enough to have a really good superintendent, and our course conditions have always I would say been a notch above the other courses in town. I think that was a big lure. It's a golf course with visuals and holes that you wouldn't expect to be in Minot. It's visually intimidating, yet at the same time it's very playable. So I think a lot of people play their best rounds there, and when you play good golf, you have fun. So I think that is the major part of it there. So I've been lucky enough to be there. This new ownership that has taken over, I'm excited about, and we're looking forward to having a great year. I'm excited to shoot a better than a 73 coming up next round, maybe tomorrow. I think you can. When we come back to the Vardon, Jack Amundsen from Fargo North, Luke Lefevre from Jamestown, Ryder Benning from St. Mary's, and Silas Doonesbury from Red River will come to the box here on the 18th.
Right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice.
Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's the Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Championship round coverage of the 2025 North Dakota High School Activities Association Class A Boys Golf Championships here from the Vardon in the Magic City. Brought to you by our friends at Beowulf Golf Club, also of the Magic City. GolfMinot.com for more information or to book a tee time today. Nick Holberg alongside of Andrew Schmitz, the PGA Pro at Beowulf, as we get set and ready for our next group to come up to the box. They teed off this morning at 8:07 here today. Jack Amundsen from Fargo North, Luke Lefevre from Jamestown, Ryder Benning from St. Mary's, and Silas Doonesbury from Grand Forks Red River. Leader in this group right now, according to the last that we saw, is Doonesbury at number 24 on the list. That may have changed since the scores from 17 were entered. He was +8 yesterday, +2 on the day today. If those numbers hold up, we'll pull them up here in just a moment for everybody following along at home as we take a look at the leaders coming down the stretch. You can see them on your screen here as into the top 24. The junior Dusenberry +2 here. On the day. A little bit of a gap in between the 7:58 tee time and this group that comes up to the box now here. Andy, is that typical in tournament play like this from time to time?
You know what? We might have had, who knows, rulings question. I'm not quite sure when they all got off the box this morning, but it could be multiple different things. But it looks like they are in the fairway now. They've hit their tee shots, so they're going to have to figure out if they're going to blast one up to the green in 2, or if they're going to lay up to that edge of the fairway there like most have been doing. Does look like we got some big crowds coming behind them though, Nick.
Yeah, exciting. This time of the day at this hole starts to fill up a bit. Speaking of filling it up, it's starting to be a bit windy here on number 18. We are in the danger zone here on the top right side of the green.
We are. It looks like it's a northerly wind though, so it's into the wind. Hopefully we don't get any without a bounds long. I don't know if we'll get a lot of people attacking it. It does look like a lot of, or most of the players are laying up today. It seems like they're laying up to, I don't know, looks like 80 to 100 yards back there. Have a nice little wedge in.
That was Amundsen that just fired away. Yeah, job well done to everybody here at the Vardon for putting on another Grade A tournament. Todd Lee and the group here at the Vardon itself, and then of course Mitch Lundy and the athletic department at Minot Public Schools and Minot High School. Not easy orchestrating all this. I know that you know what that headache's like, trying to schedule.
Not an easy task. I mean, you got all these teams coming into town. You want to make sure that your golf course is, the best that it can look. So, looks like the Vardon and the maintenance crew have done a great job here today. Looks like it's playing very well. But yeah, a lot of planning, a lot of work. But yeah, the course looks great. The wind is picking up a little bit right now.
Yeah, certainly is. It's Lefevre that got caught over on the other fairway trying to get through the trees. Did he make it through? Love the celebrity golfers that show up here as well. Steve Futtingsland here, the KMOT Classic winner from, what year was that, Fundo? 97? 2 of them. After this group, you should come on and we'll talk about it here on camera. We'd love to have you. Where's the makeup department? That's what Andy was asking earlier on today. Big thanks to our friends at Planet Pizza, proudly serving the Magic City for over 25 years. Largest laser tag playground in the region. It's Planet Pizza. Proudly bringing you golf coverage here on the PSP Network, along with our friends at Magic Towing. You blow it, we tow it. Mention PSP Network when you need a tow and save $50 with Magic Towing. Well, the approach shot's coming up here for this group. There's quite a valley in between the fairway where it dips down and the start of the green. Andy talked about the slope of the green just a bit and how it can be pretty slippery from time to time, but a pin placement here today up on the top left shelf that favors some better scoring here today possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's one of the hardest pins for this green. I just think with that back hole location, you do not want to go long. And now into this breeze, we're seeing most of the shots come up 15 feet or so short. You just can't go long here.
Jamestown's Luke Lefevre on the ball. Right side of the end of the fairway. Tapped the front of the green, but I believe it may have rolled back down underneath with our vantage point here. Stayed on the green up on the top. Thank you very much. Caught the lip and hung on. See Ryder Benning from St. Mary's making his way up to the bowl. Yeah, the sun was out when we got here today, and I believe he probably will make another appearance at some point here, Andy, I'd have to think.
I would think so. We haven't seen a lot of shots get back to that hole location, and you can see why. You cannot go long here.
Dewsbury from Red River currently tied for 24th. Well, you take a look at what it looks like back here off the back of the green, Andy, and as you mentioned, it becomes the danger zone real quick because right past the green, you find yourself in the trees and down a hill that's pretty steep here as well.
And you got some OB long too. You know, these kids have played here. Obviously yesterday they all came to play practice rounds too, and they know what happens when you go long here on 18. And a really good shot there. Really good shot.
Dewsbury's going to drop it in nice and close. Now that's the way you want to finish a round.
Yeah.
Not an easy putt coming here for Jack Amundsen from Fargo North.
I think this is Ryder, excuse me. Good putt there. Missed it on the low side. We'll have one coming from underneath the hole there. Luke Lefevre here from Jamestown.
Like the Hawaiian shirts from the Blue Jays here today.
I do love their uniforms. Mostly because I can pick them out.
Yes.
He's got this one going up the slope and just does not have enough to get it there. That is what we have seen here. It's hard to get that putt all the way up to the hole from down there.
Went 7 over yesterday. Sorry, went 9 over yesterday. 7 over here today, inside the top 50 inside the state tournament. Tim from Benning is.
Looks like he'll have that to wrap up his state tournament. A good season.
The attempt coming here from Lefevre. Nice roll, drops it in.
Great putt there. Good 2-putt from down there.
Senior Jack Amundsen, plus 20 overall. Shot an 81 yesterday. 11 over here today. Got robbed.
Good try there. Caught a lot of the hole.
Silas Doonesbury.
Looks like we might have had a little shake-up on the team score there. We're back to 6-shot lead by Minot North.
Doonesbury will drop it in. Well, the handshake and the salute. When we come back, Blake Ingstrom from Horse, Carl DeBoer from Fargo North, Hunter Gagelman from Jamestown, and Kyle Weishar from Minot North make their way up to 18. They're already off the box, so we will keep it right here, Andy, as they...
And if I'm reading this right, it looks like that the team has... Minot North does have a 6-shot lead now through 12 holes. They'll have 6 holes left. So we will have one of their players coming up here on the 18th. The wind has picked up a little bit. Now it's down a little bit. But overall, conditions are pretty good.
These gentlemen teed off this morning at 8:16. Well, as they make their way to the end of the fairway here. Hengstrom's in the white on white. DeBoer's got the black hat with the gray long sleeve on. Gagelman, one of those Jamestown players with the blue Hawaiian shirt, and then Kyler Weishar in the camel blue from Minot North.
Looks like all three are in position here. Hit their layups to the edge of the fairway. We'll have some wedges in. We'll see if any of these guys can get this shot back to that hole location. You can hear it. There is, the wind is up and down. They're gonna have to judge that, and getting it to the back hole location will require a precise wedge shot.
Would you say it swirls here in the trees the way that the...
You know, I was going to say something. We got these trees right behind the green, so it will depend on how they flight this golf ball and how much the wind will touch it, and maybe that's what's going on. So we got one coming in here. This one looks like it's going to be short right in the middle, short, kind of like where we've seen most of the guys go.
Brings up Blake Ingstrom.
Looks like he just hit it through into the rough there a little bit. Doesn't like it.
This one's got a bit more of a chance.
One of the better ones we've seen. down here. This is what we're talking about. This is what happens when you go long on 18. We've got Hunter Gagelman. Not quite sure if this was his second or third shot that went long, but this is what you're up against here. If you hit it over the green on 18, it requires a really delicate shot from here to get it close. I would say 10, 12, even 15 feet is pretty good from here. Here's his shot, and that's just exactly why. It is, looks like he tried to hit one low into the bank there and just elevated a little too much, and now he's down the front of the green.
Here's Weishar with the attempt.
Good weight on that there. Sleeve left it below the hole.
Weishar in the top 20 coming into the 18th. It was through 14. Gagelman with a frustrating 18, chips it up onto the green. Here's DeBoer with the attempt.
Haven't seen a lot of players get this to the hole. Looks like a good putt there.
That wind howling quite a bit. Engstrom here with the opportunity.
Good putt there. Good way to finish. Does look like we're down to a 5-shot lead now through 12 here in the team standing. So things are getting a little tight on the team side. Good finish there by Kyler.
Certainly attacked the hole with that putt. Weishar with a good finish. This is Gagelman now to try to end his round. Gagelman drops it in. Here's DeBoer with the short putts. And the 8-16 group from today is in the books.
Well, it looks like we got a familiar name coming up here in this next group, Nick. Another Minot player. Looks like we got the number 1 for Minot North, Parker Argent. Jay Stillman from Jamestown. Josiah Clary from Fargo North, and Soren Risvet from West Fargo.
As promised, we bring in Mr. Steve Funningsland, one of the top golfers in the Magic City. That's fair to call you that still, isn't it, Steve?
Well, I don't know about still. It might be a few years ago. What a beautiful day out here at the Vardon for these kids, though.
Yeah, really it is. And this is a place that you're very familiar with. What is it about 18 that makes this such a challenging hole in your mind?
Well, with this northwest wind we've got today, you know, it's a long par 5, and you're hitting it into the wind, and you got kind of a short green front to back, and there's a lot of danger over. There can be some danger short too. That rough gets quite long and gets kind of gnarly, so it's a tough shot if you don't get there in 2.
Yeah, and this is a slippery putt, no matter where the pin is placed here, it seems.
Yeah, they've got her tucked over on that left side behind that bunker, so that even shortens that green up quite a bit more. You know, these kids are getting to be on the top of their game this time of year, though, so they're doing well.
Excellent venue, great track here in North Dakota, one of the premier golf courses in our state. What's the best round you've ever had here?
My best round here is 65, and that was a long time ago.
65.
That was, that was pre-flood. So we were still the Minot Country Club at that time.
I talked about you winning the KMOT Classic that took place at Souris Golf Course back in the 90s and then the early 2000s. What was that experience like, winning that event?
You know, that was a tournament that I'd played in since I was old enough to play in it, and it took quite a few years to get there. But you know, and when I was in my mid 20s, I finally won that tournament, and that was a premier tournament back in the day. It was a 2-day tournament. It was fully televised the second day statewide, and it was just. It was quite the experience. It was a lot of fun. Most of the best players from the state came into town, and it was a good time.
Was the payout big for that event?
No.
Big enough?
No, we're amateurs, so we're limited by what we could win as amateurs. So, but that's not what you're playing for. You're playing for that trophy, which is
still sits proudly at First Western Bank in your office, I'm pretty sure.
As a matter of fact, that one does.
As it should, my friend. Do you remember shot by shot when you win a tournament like that?
You know, that year, I remember it was close with a good friend of mine, Chad Scarproot out of Grand Forks, and we were coming down 18, and I wasn't exactly sure. I was thinking I was a one-shot lead, and I hit a really good drive on 18, probably the best one I hit all day, and I hit a wedge up to about 3 feet. I rolled the putt in. The tournament was over at that point, and I was watching the coverage afterwards because back in the days of the VCR, I was taping it, and I didn't realize there was about 100 people surrounding me out in the fairway on carts. I had no idea any of them were there. I was in such a zone.
It's amazing how you can get locked in like that, and really that has to be one of your best memories all time, doesn't it?
It was. You know, that was the first big tournament that I had won. I did qualify for a USGA event back about the same time frame. I think that was 96. I did win a second KMOT, but then I actually won the Pro-Am, the amateur division for the Pro-Am out here at the country club at the time. Just happened to be that year I shot that 65. put 3 good rounds together and won that tournament. And it was played a lot of good competitive golf over my years, but it's starting to fade as the age rolls in.
Yeah, do you still love it the way you did back when you were younger?
Oh yeah, I love to get out and I love to compete. My son's playing now. He's going to be a sophomore. I've got my youngest daughter is going to be an 8th grader. She just decided last fall that she was going to play high school golf, so she's really gotten into it. So it's enjoyable getting out on the course with the kids and watching them progress and get better.
That was Jay Stillman, by the way, with the chip attempt. A lot of involvement for you in the Minot Junior Golf Association. That is alive and healthy here in the Magic City, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's our whole mission, is promoting that junior golf. Being on the board there. We hired on Parker Bartles last spring as our director of golf for our program, and it's probably one of the best things we've done, because our program in the last year has probably doubled, possibly tripled in the number of kids that we're touching and getting out into that game. Along with Dakota Junior Golf Association out of Bismarck, we send quite a few kids to golf tournaments. Coming out of Minot, we'll put them on a bus so their parents don't have to get them there if they don't have time to get them there. My youngest daughter just was down in Medora for an all-girls camp, and Minot Junior Golf sent a bus down there that was full. We had a full charter bus leaving Minot with girls age 12 to 18.
Fantastic. Yeah, the game is alive and well. This is Jay Stillman. Just missed. Well, the sun comes back out again. Do you prefer to play in the warm weather or a day like today that's a bit breezier and chillier?
I'm probably most comfortable in that 75-degree range. A little bit of breeze always helps. A little too much doesn't. As we all know, the wind doesn't blow much here in North Dakota, so when it gets down to 10 or 15 miles an hour, we get out as much as we can.
Yeah, she's howling today. That was Argent that had the attempt. There's a rice pet. And Race Vet will drop it in. Argent looking to end his afternoon. And he does.
That's a good finish for Parker. Young kid over at Minot High. His dad's also on the junior golf board with us, so he's been involved since he could walk. Younger kid, he's going to be a real good player if he stays with it.
And the final putt is dropped in there. Hydrocyan clearing. In just a moment here, we sure will. We sure appreciate your time, Fundo. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sharing that story, the KMOT Classic.
Absolutely, and thank you for being out here, Nick. This is wonderful. Hope we got a lot of guys watching online right now, the ones that can't make it out. I know I've got one that's out in Billings watching. Say hi to Mom. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Not
and
quite.
Thanks for being out.
Yeah, you're welcome. Not quite the Masters, but we're doing what we can. We appreciate you swinging in today. We'll see you on the course.
Absolutely.
It's Steve Funningsland, one of the greats in the Magic City, joining us here today. We sure appreciate his time. Bring Andrew Schmitz back in as we see the leaderboard here as we carry on with coverage from the 18 green. Crowd starting to gather just a bit, Andy, as the 834 group is upon us now. That's Easton Bradley from Minot High School. Jenner Runsvold, he's got the gray long sleeve on. Runsvold from West Fargo Cheyenne. Riker Landers from St. Mary's. And Ty Halstead from Williston. And the Coyotes, the number 4 player from Williston.
Fours. Couple of twos, couple of fours in this group.
Who do you think wins one-on-one right now between you and Steve Funningsland?
You talking to me? It'll probably be a good match.
He'll like watching that back, I guarantee you.
I bet you we would have a lot of laughs. I know that.
Well, they make their way up the 18 fairway. Big thanks once again to Beowulf Golf Club in the Magic City. GolfMinot.com for more information. Book a tee time.
Tee time's right on our home page there, right on the site. You can book tee times. Course is in great shape. If you haven't played it, you got to come out and play just to check it out. It's really special, especially for Minot. Not your traditional tree-lined golf course.
Yeah, the amenities there are top-notch, no doubt about that.
Looks like we got this Easton Bradley coming in here.
Bradley's going to have the opportunity. Yes, he's in black with the white hat.
That is not going to get there. That's right about where we've seen most go, and that one is actually spun back off the front.
Wind playing a bit more of a factor, possibly.
Yeah. You can hear it, you can feel it. It's not getting any calmer here in this approach shot here to this back flag. Like I said, dead end of the wind. Another one falls short. They might be a little sheltered in that fairway there with those other bank of trees, so they might not be feeling all of that wind.
That one's going to drop in.
There. Really good there. One of the very few that we've seen behind the hole here.
That was Riker Landers that dropped it in. Landers from St. Mary's, the number 2 player for the Saints. Here's Ty Halstead from the Williston Coyotes.
And it does look like that team lead has now stretched back to 8. They were.
Hope 4, that ball's going to come off the club awkwardly and skitter over towards the right.
I'm not going to say what that was, Nick. Those can be contagious.
Let's see if we can get you the live updated version of that graphic that you just saw just a moment ago.
We got 2 players short here, one on and one just to the right of the putting surface over here.
Here comes the shot from Halstead from behind the camera crew. The ball will roll on.
It's going to catch that slope there.
It's actually Jenner Runsvold. I do apologize.
Easton Bradley here. Beowulf member, familiar with Easton here. Really good player, good hockey player. See if he can get this all the way to the hole up that slope. It's just gonna, God, just what we have seen from most in that spot, and this is not gonna hold up.
There was Runsvold with the attempt. Just a bit long. We go back to Bradley. Sophomore currently 17th on the list. Plus 10 overall in the tournament.
A good putt there by Easton. That'll wrap up his state tournament for this year. I'm sure he'll be back at these next 2 years, knowing him.
Not an easy putt from there, Andy, by any means. Here's Helsted trying to end his day. Didn't miss by much. You see the reaction from Runsvold. And his state tournament comes to a close. Helsted drops it in. Riker Landers drops it in as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. The 843 group. Connor Peterson, Bodie Ekblad leading that charge. We'll see them approach number 18 when we come back here to the Vardon.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, We'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Magic City Home Leisure is excited to introduce the fabulous edition of the Master Spas line, including the phenomenal Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools, swim spas, and saunas. Come see for yourself the outstanding lineup of Master Spas, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas, exclusively at Magic City Home Leisure.
Here we go. Kemple, the scoop. No, he went up and got it.
Well, we come back to the Vardon on the 18th green here in the beautiful Minot, North Dakota, the Magic City. State A golf coverage right here on the PSP network. A couple PGA pros with me now, and I feel like I might be just a little bit outclassed when it comes to my golf game compared to the gentleman that joined me on the call now. It's Andrew Schmitz, PGA Pro at the Minot Country Club, and Mr. Todd Lee from right here at the Vardon. Thanks for joining us. You've got a beautiful facility, and this has been quite a few days of golf, hasn't it?
It sure has. The weather's cooperated great, and Tyson, our superintendent, and his crew has done a fantastic job with the golf course and the condition. You know, we had that real hot weather a few weeks ago, and then we finally got some rain, so they've been busy mowing grass now, and it's really taken off, and the course is in great shape.
Yeah, and Andy could attest to this too, I'm sure. I bet there's some sleepless nights possibly at the start of the golf season when Mother Nature wasn't putting much moisture on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, not just us, but a lot of our members are farmers. A lot of our community relies on rain, and yeah, you could catch yourself in a bad spot if you don't get some rain early, and it can also, if you get it, it can set you up for an unbelievable whole summer too. So yeah, the weather is a big deal to us, and obviously if the weather is on your side, it helps your superintendent and his staff as well. They have so much on their plate each and every year, especially coming out of winter. So thank God we got that rain when we did.
Where do you feel like you sit right now, Todd, as far as the moisture wanted versus the moisture out here that has been received? Are you satisfied with where things are at?
Well, I mean, obviously that'd be a better question for Tyson's more qualified than I am, but We could certainly use some more. I mean, it's timely rains. We don't need the 5 and 6 incher stuff anymore, but we can always use the moisture. But I mean, you can look around here right now how green everything is, and so they've done a fantastic job, and Mother Nature does. We just kind of flow with what she does, I guess. So, and they've been doing a great job.
It's about all you can do in that position, I would assume. It was Eli Steckler, by the way, from West Fargo that put it on the green. Big tournaments coming up this summer. Any more that are noteworthy? Another Pro-Am coming up here, correct?
Yeah, we're going to have, that'll be in the middle part of August, or August 17th to the 20th. And we're looking for another nice field again for that. So the tour has had, a lot of players that have played on the Dakota Tour that are now, playing on the big tour. So yeah, there's a lot of history involved with that. And then we're just going to see if we can get some of our younger guys to perform, and we're looking for another good event.
How much fun do you have coming to this event on the course that you manage and operate here, and seeing some of the state's young talent? I'm sure that a lot of these faces are pretty familiar from year to year as these guys grow into adults as well.
Well, I'm getting to be so old that half these kids weren't even thought of when I was playing. So, but no, there's the talent with these kids nowadays is unbelievable, and just how far they hit the golf ball, and it's been I will say we've had a nice group of young men here this week, so they've all been very respectful and polite, and so I mean that's hats off to the parents and the coaches.
Yeah, not easy to keep everybody happy, I'm sure, as far as demands, and everybody's got a favorite pin placement, I'm sure, on every different hole.
There is, for sure.
Andy and I talked about it earlier in the broadcast here today, that on 18 with the wind shaping up the way it is, it has a tendency to swirl in here from time to time on this 18th green.
It does. I see this young man down here on the right of us down here that he hit this pretty good shot to hit up that hill there. There's some trees that are kind of right behind this 18th green. You don't feel that wind, on that approach shot from say 100, 120 yards. So
I'm almost wondering, Todd, does that bank of trees in the fairway there also kind of protect? Maybe they don't feel a little bit there too, because we've seen, not just short in the middle of the green, but even just short of the green that look like shots that were well struck. So I'm thinking that they're a little protected by those trees and these ones behind the green.
And then you kind of got this little valley in here too. So yeah, you want to be as close as you possibly can to this green rather than trying to hit a 150-yard shot in here. It's a tough shot.
Okay, what do you think? You think laying up all the way to the edge of that fairway there instead of blasting one all the way down in the hill is going to be your best play there?
I guess from my personal standpoint, I just want to get as close to the green as I possibly can.
Yeah, see, that's my opinion as well. And we've seen player after player just kind of lay back into that edge of the fairway.
That's a difficult shot, especially with that little. If we're talking about the breeze and all that, it's.
Well, I just think it's going to be tough to get to that back hole location into the wind without flirting going long. So.
Yeah, there's not much. It's kind of sitting on a little table back there. There's not much room there, so.
We for sure haven't seen anybody be able to get up and down from behind the green.
Right, that's no man's land there.
Well, now we're set with the shot coming here from Finn Sigsveen from Century.
This comes out a little hot there.
Yeah, there's some tall grass around we were talking about the turf and whatnot. There's some plenty of tall grass around the green, so the chipping is not an easy thing.
No, I would think it's pretty lie dependent around here,
Correct.
huh, Todd? I think you get a good lie and you probably licking your chops, and you get a bad lie and you're just like we just saw there.
Yep.
That was Bodie Ekblad with the putts. All-West Region hockey player, a goaltender for the Williston Coyotes. Quite a career for him.
get those hockey players, usually pretty good golfers.
Yes, they are.
Here's Steckler's attempt.
That's about what we've been seeing from down there. Just either a little short or just a little low underneath the hole.
Rob just a bit. Segsveen from Century.
Yep, there you go. Seemed like a pretty easy 10-yard pitch shot there, and just can't get it up and down.
State of the Vardon right now, things are going pretty well out here, it seems, as far as memberships and all that is concerned.
Yeah, we're pleased with everything. You know, we've continued to grow since we started back in 2013. I guess was our first partial season. We opened that August, so we've grown every year a little bit, and we're happy with that.
Andy and I were talking about, if you're in this area, North Central North Dakota, you really are. If you're a fan of this sport, the options are there for you with some prime time real estate to play on.
Yeah, Minot's fortunate to have 3, you know, very, very good golf courses right in our city here. So
Not only that, but even just the other courses that we have in town. I think we're very lucky. We have so many facilities that are geared for, you know, multiple types of golfers. So I think we're very spoiled here in Minot.
Well, we carry on with the day as we get set for the 8:52 tee time. Jack Josephson from West Fargo, Kane Shannon from Williston, Tommy Baumgartner from Fargo Shanley, and Trace Matson from Horace make their way.
Got a 1 seed from West Fargo here. The other 3 2 seeds. So you can see we got the better players that are starting to finish their round here as we gear up for the final group.
And the crowd continues, yeah.
Crowds are getting bigger. Again, though, the weather's just kind of catching a little wind. It'll calm down a little bit, catch another little bit of wind.
The weather does change in North Dakota occasionally.
It does.
I think you guys probably recognize that, don't you?
Yeah. We've got a third shot here coming from back, and again, one that just kind of gets to the front edge. I'm guessing it's can't really feel that wind out there in the fairway, or again, it is, you just do not want to go long. You cannot go long here.
That was a good shot. He just got into the side of the hill.
You know, Todd, I do not mind going through this fairway into this longer grass. You have a uphill shot, pin in the back. You know, you're not going to be able to put any spin on it from down here, but you don't need spin on it. This is the one you can roll all the way back to that hole location. So to me, you know, I'm probably, you know, knowing what I'm seeing here, I'd probably tell my guys that, you know, I kind of get up there as far as I can.
Just what I say. Yeah, you don't want to have that 120-yard shot there.
No, you can imagine if this had a front hole location today, how many better shots we'd be seeing out here.
Yeah. Kind of, these kids are very aggressive, you know, when they're playing. Sometimes they get a little bit too aggressive, and like you said, you hit it over the screen and you're asking for a big number.
Yep. So we haven't really seen one from here yet today. But I would think it would be just a little easier to get one back there.
That was just what you're talking
there
about,
it is.
Andy. We're just running it up there like
Yep.
that. Yep. That's probably one of the best ones I've seen for a while.
Right,
It's a good shot.
I was just going to say that was Tommy Baumgartner with one of the better shots we've seen from that position here on the day from Fargo Shanley.
What kind of distance are they going to have in here for their second shot, Todd, do you think, today?
Well, the tee is back there. I mean, some of these kids will have, some of them probably could hit an iron into the screen, but I would guess they'd be, if you get where you're at, I'm sure the longer hitters can get it to roughly about 200 yards, I would guess.
Yeah.
Maybe shorter. But then there again, that shot, you don't want to obviously hit that one.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I've always just kind of took whatever the yardage of the front of the green is.
Yep.
That's kind of my backstop.
Yep.
If it's 210, I don't want to hit it 215, that kind of thing. So.
Nope, and I suppose every once in a while you catch a little one pretty good and you get it close.
I don't catch one pretty good. These kids might catch one. No, my days of catching one are just about over.
We had the great Steve Funningsland on earlier talking about the KMOT Classic Championship back in the 90s.
Yes.
Did you ever pick one of those up?
No, I didn't. I tried a few different times, quite a few times, but always one got away from me. There was every level I've gone to, there's a lot better players than I am. I'm finding when I was played in amateur, they were a little better than I am, and then when I did do a little bit of the pro stuff, they were a lot better than I was. So, no. Answer to that question, Nick, is no.
So got a little pitch here. Looks like he was outside the bunker. Good shot there.
Yeah.
Left it right below the hole.
It was Trace Matson that set it up near the cup. They've got a fantastic facility here. This Vardon Golf Course is certainly one of my favorites. Has some challenges to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the young gentleman from across our state have found out in the last 2 days here at the State A Golf Championships.
What's the does the Minot teams have an advantage of? Do they get to play out here, practice out here? Does they have a little bit of an advantage here this week? You
Yeah,
think?
and we've got, both the Minot schools, we got quite a few of those, their parents are members out here, so they actually grew up out here. Most of them have been, and yeah, they play and practice here quite a bit, so it's definitely an advantage to us. to
That
have
would
the
be an
home field-
advantage
the home
for
field advantage,
yep.
you bet.
Found out my golf simulator software the other day that I can actually play either Beowulf or the Vardon right from my man cave.
Golf is in a good spot in Minot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andy, do we have to does Dick pay us for those to have the Vardon and the Beowulf on there, do you think?
If they do, not enough.
Yeah. I'm kidding, Nick.
Here comes the opportunity. And the putt from Kane Shannon. Nice roll, just missed. Trace Matson with the opportunity as again the crowd continuing to gather here on 18. Frustrating roll there.
Yeah.
Here's Tommy Baumgartner.
Get a great third shot in here. Just a little right to left. It catches the hole and it's going to have to settle for a par.
That's a funny little spot over there on that left side where the pin's located. There are some subtle breaks there you can't see. I mean, I've seen the green, you know, since its beginning in 2012, and it's there's a tough reads over there, as we're kind of finding out.
I believe you, because we have not seen a lot of any go in from any sort of length, really.
Putt was dropped in by Jack Josephson. And the round comes to an end here for the group at 8:52.
Looks like we got about 5 or 6 groups left to come down the stretch here, getting exciting.
Yeah, down the stretch we come. Todd, we appreciate your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for coming out. This is awesome to have you out here, and let me know when you want to come back. How's that?
Yeah, I like the idea. It sounds great to me. That's Todd Lee, the pro here at the Vardon in the Magic City. We appreciate you. Great job out here as always.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Todd.
Well, one of the legends in the golfing game in the Magic City, Todd Lee, joining us here. Always good to get that insight on.
Golf is in good hands here at the Vardon, that's for sure.
That insight from the pro is how this course plays and what to expect of these different scenarios and situations.
So we're looking at the team leaderboard here, Nick, with about 5 or 6 groups to come home. Looks like by 5 right now, Minot North, so it has gotten a little tighter in the team leaderboard. We'll see if we can see if Minot North can bring it home here. Over on the individual leaderboard, looks like Parker Beck gave one back. I believe he got to 8. He's now at 7. He's got a 5-shot lead over Colby Corner. A lot of good playing out there today. Fisher Johnson, top 10.
Well, you mentioned it. Can the sophomore from Century hang on? Big thanks again to our premier broadcast sponsor of the event, Beowulf Golf Club, golfminot.com. The 9:01 a.m. tee time here with Brian Healy from Fargo Davies. Brian's in all black with a white hat. Carter Huschhagen from Horse, white shirt, white hat. Evan Fisher from the Williston Coyotes. He's in the white hat with the dark gray. That's him on your screen here. Walter Langens in the camo blue from Minot North.
Looks like we got one coming in here now. A little bit out to the right, center of the green. It's a good shot there.
Stays on the green over there, Andy. Just rolls out just a bit.
Yeah, there. It's we've seen quite a few shots end up there on this putting surface here.
That one rolls just to the top. Not a bad shot from there. However, a slippery putt coming up after the shot over the little valley.
Got one coming up here. Sit a little bit. Okay, I don't think that'll be that bad there. He's got some green to work with. See quite a bit of the ball there, so we should be able to pitch one close there and hopefully get up and down. Can definitely feel the crowds are coming, can't you, Nick?
The anticipation starting to rise without a doubt as we get closer and closer to that top group. Nice on there from Carter Hushagen. Walter Langen's tied for top 5 spot coming in. +2 on his afternoon here today. Shot a 76 yesterday. Already saw Jack Josephson come through from West Fargo looking for a top 10 spot, currently in 11th. How do you approach this play here, Andy, from...
You know what, it is so lie dependent. You know, what does the lie allow me to do? Can I get the club on the back of the ball here? But I think he's just going to place a little back of his stance and just pop this up, land it on the punting surface, and just have it roll down to the hole, just kind of like that. Minot boy, so I'm sure he's played here many times, and that was a good shot there.
Langens from Minot North trying to help the Sentinels at the top of the ladder, trying to hang on to a team title. Evan Fisher from the Williston Coyotes. Nice roll up the hill.
Kind of what we've been seeing from that spot, Nick. It's been hard to get it to the hole. Most of them miss low underneath the hole.
Here's Evan Fisher from the fringe.
Yeah, and you can see that roll out too.
Here's Hushagen.
Good putt there.
Number 1 seed from Horace drops it in. Good tournament for him.
It's a good putt there from Walter with a team that only has a 5-shot lead. That was a big putt there.
Just missed from Fisher. Oh, and you can see the frustration there.
That's tough.
Another one of those robbery situations where caught the lip. Well, we get closer down the stretch. The 901 group is through. We're making our way closer to the top pairings. Aaron Olsenowski from Fargo Shanley, Bennett Barch from Minot North, Dylan Rome from Fargo South, Stetson Brown from Grand Forks Red River on their way. As again, the crowd continues to gather here on 18th. State Golf on the PSP Network, brought to you by Beowulf Golf Club.
banking approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
It's been a tricky hole, number 18 here at the Vardon. And the leaders at the top of the list starting to make their way towards this tricky number 18. And a state championship that is up for grabs here as we move on to the 9-10 tee time. Aaron Olsenowski from Fargo Shanley, Bennett Barch from Minot North, Dylan Rome from Fargo South, Stetson Brown from Grand Forks Red River as we take a look here at Bennett Barch, the approach shot. Andrew Schmitz, the PGA Pro at Beowulf Golf Club, on the call with yours truly, Nick Holberg, today. And we're joined now by Parker Bartles from Junior Golf Association and the tournament director here for this event. You won a state title back in 2019 for Kindred. What was that experience like, and what was number 18 like on that day at the Jamestown Country Club?
Yeah, my sophomore year I lost by 1 to my own teammate, so I'd been in kind of the similar situation before. Grayson Wetch and I from Oak Grove were tied through 34 holes on day 2. I made a birdie on 17 to go up 1. Don't really remember the walk from 17 green to 18 tee box if I'm being honest, but I ended up birdieing 18 to win by 3. So that was a pretty special moment after losing by 1 to my own teammate. My dad was a coach an assistant coach for Kindred. So it was really special to share that moment with him. It's a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, without question. Your mindset going into championship day, what is that like for anybody that's never been in that situation before, which is, by the way, most of us that are viewing this are a part of something like this and this game that is so challenging for so many of us?
Yeah, that honestly could probably be a better question for my sister, considering she won 4 of them and I only won 1. But, you know, just knowing that you are kind of in control of your own destiny, just everything's in your hands, and making sure that, you know, you let others make the mistake. You don't make the mistake as the leader, and it just takes the pressure off, and from there you can just kind of coast and, you know, finish the job and win the title. So.
This is Olsenowski here with the Shanley shirt on. Olsenowski having quite a tournament here at the Vardon. One of the better shots we've seen from there here on the day here on number 18. Olsenowski tied for 5th through number 17 plus 3 here on the afternoon. Shot a 75 yesterday. Wind's been a bit of a factor here on number 18 where we've been posted up.
Looks like we got a change in the team side of things. Kaysen Rosted must have made a birdie on 16. Minot North gained a shot, and now Red River has taken over Shanley in that second position.
Well, that horse race has been on today without question. How about this chip?
Good shot there.
Stetson Brown. Stetson Brown from Grand Forks Red River with nice lead for a putt coming up here. Either of you two have any unique superstitions in preparing for big tournaments such like this?
Andy, you got any?
You know what, it's been a long time since I've played in anything that really matters, but I will, go back to my coaching days when I was able to coach some high school golfers, and golf is a weird game. I kind of just let my players just do what they're used to doing, whether it was a superstition or not. I always wanted them just to stay consistent and do what they always do. Make yourself feel comfortable. If you do this during a regular round, do this at the state tournament. Just feel comfortable. So I'm sure there's been a lot of superstitions for these guys, but me myself, not really. Good tap in there by Barch.
Bennett Barch helping the cause for Minot North.
All those are big putts coming down the stretch here with a 6-shot lead.
Well, they assess the putting surface. Going wrong here from Fargo South. Wrong will drop it in. Nice tournament for him as well. Tied for 11th. Shot a 76 yesterday. 9 overall coming into hole number 18. There again, we see what kind of, or how much of a slippery putt that really is. You're no stranger to the Vardon golf course here, Parker. Is there an easy pin placement on this hole?
Not really. This 18th green is a pretty good defense for this reachable par 5. I know there's talks of bringing the bunker back that used to be behind the green when it was the old Minot Country Club. But yeah, this green is certainly difficult compared to some of the others on the golf course. This one certainly has a lot more slope to it.
Good speed to that one.
The green is actually really set up for some long second shots in, Parker, isn't it? With it banked from back to front, it's just we haven't really seen a lot of players go for it in 2, and I don't know if it's just they're trying to protect from not going long, or if the wind is making it longer and they're having too much club in, but we really haven't seen anybody really go for it in 2.
No, we haven't. I think playing into this breeze that's picked up throughout the day is certainly deterring some kids from going for it in 2. We watched Parker Beck yesterday hit an excellent second shot into this hole and actually made eagle to finish 4 under on his last 3 to take that individual lead over. But other than that, we really haven't seen anybody close to this hole location in 2.
Yeah, we haven't.
Top 3 pairings are coming up next. Here as we get ready to welcome into the 18th, 9:19 tee time this morning. Fisher Johnson from Minot High School. Max Glasheen from Fargo Davies, Ryder Rivard from Grand Forks Central, Riker Griniker from Fargo Shanley. We'll see that when we come back here to Vardon Golf Club for State A. Final round coverage here on the PSP Network.
There's this pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, The work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Deliver more wonderful birthdays at Trinity Health Family Birth Center. We offer all new private, family-centered suites. Our maternity team provides more personalized support, advanced care, and the reassurances of a NICU and a neonatologist on staff. Take a virtual tour at trinityhealth.org/Family Birth Center. Trinity Health, making more possible.
Well, we come back to number 18 at the Vardon. This is a long shot in that's going to find itself in a pretty good home here after being back probably 120 maybe from there, Parker, you think?
Yeah, 120, 130, something like that, into the wind, into a back pin. It's certainly not an easy shot. I know when Todd was on here talking about getting as close to this green as you can, you know, that's a really good idea, especially into the wind with this back hole location. You don't want to miss long because that OB sneaks up on you quick. Looks like Minot North dropped a shot on 17. Rosted must have made a bogey, so the lead is at 6 now on the team side of things. Grand Forks Red River is in second, and then Shanley one shot behind them at plus 37.
I believe we have Ryder Rivard here.
I think that's Fisher Johnson.
Is it Fisher Johnson? It is.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank you.
Like he hit it a little heavy, came up just short.
Fisher, a multi-sport athlete from Minot High School. Instrumental on the basketball court for the Magi as well.
Fisher's a guy peaking at the right time, you know, in the last 2 weeks here. You know, he hovered around that 80 mark all season, then comes out at the WDA tournament and shoots 75. Yesterday on the front nine, shot 32. Pretty darn good golf being played by Fisher Johnson right now.
That's what you want. You know, you want to get better as the year goes on. You want to play your best golf at the end of the year, and it seems like Fisher is doing just that.
Well, you saw a look at the leaderboard. This is a nice on and the opportunity there. That's Ryder Rivard that drops it in. Riker Griniker here from Shanley. Fisher Johnson works from down low. He sends it up past the pin.
That's the trouble with attacking that whole location. Which, depending on your lie, if you can get the club on the back of the ball, put spin on it or not, that's the issue with.
It's a good one there.
Actually, one of the better ones we've seen from down there today. Good shot there.
I believe that kid's only a freshman, Andy.
Doesn't look like a senior. He's a good little player.
Here's Johnson from the top.
And again, you could see, just could not, gotta be able to get a lie back there. And now he's almost back to where he started from, so unfortunate for Fisher there.
Looks like the team side of things is just going to come down to Rosted and Corner here on the last couple holes. Rosted's on 18, I believe. Kobe Corner should be teeing off on 17 right now.
Again, it's Nick Holberg with Parker Bartels, Andrew Schmitz on the call here on the PSP Network. Final few groups coming through. Here's Griniker.
Good finish there.
It's a good up and down from that spot.
I bet you we'll see him in the next couple state tournaments.
Yeah, Griniker, the freshman from Shanley, 7 over. Shot a 74 yesterday. Quite a performance here. Future is definitely bright. Fisher Johnson closes it out here in his run for the Magi. 75 yesterday. It was +6 through 17.
Looks like Rosted back in the fairways looking for the green to clear. Must be going for it in 2. One of the rare ones we've seen today, right, Andy?
Yeah. We got one layup there, looks like to the end of the fairway.
Looks like Kaysen's got a long iron in his hand of some sort.
Well, there you see our leaderboard as we inch closer and closer to crowning state champions here. Going to be tough to catch Parker back.
Back to 9 under.
Having himself quite a tournament. Big thanks once again to Beowulf Golf Club, premier sponsor of the state tournament 2025 here on the PSP Network. Golfminot.com is where you can find them online. All the information, book your tee times right there on the homepage. Shot a 73 out there in my last outing.
Not too bad. I haven't played out there yet this year. Maybe Andy and I can get a round in together at some point this year.
I would love that. Probably September, October, maybe.
About when we both start to slow down.
Being involved in junior golf the way that you are, what does a typical summer look like for you with being that active and involved in it?
Yeah, started last March, actually when I was still in college, and just tried to get everything set before I moved up here to Minot. And by the end of the summer, we had 150 kids every Wednesday morning for lessons. Just incredible to see the amount of growth that we had just over one summer. I know the same lessons that I'm doing this year, we're already at over 160 kids signed up for those. And it's just incredible to see how active parents are getting their kids involved in the game of golf here in Minot. The future is definitely bright for the kids here in town.
Not only that, but all the programs, our PGA Junior League, the junior tour with the buses taking the kids back and forth. I mean, the resources that the kids have and that they're provided here in Minot we're so fortunate to have all of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Junior Golf Association purchased a 15-passenger van to drive throughout the state to all the DJGA events that are within a reasonable distance. Obviously, we're not going to be heading towards that Fargo area, but all the ones here on the western side of the state, whether it be Dickinson, Williston, Bismarck, Carrington, we'll be sending a bus or a van to all of those. So
hopefully all those kids we're watching playing in this tournament for years to come. So Another good shot, third shot in there, got a back pin high there.
Yeah, it was Porter Seidel from Davies, I believe, that hit that one.
Got another one coming in here now. Another good shot there.
Yeah, our PGA Junior League that Andy was talking about, that was something I was fortunate enough to participate in back home on the east side of the state in the first couple years of that getting started. But I wanted to bring that here to Minot just at a fraction of the cost, though. PGA Junior League through the PGA of America is $285 before whatever your golf course wants to charge to pay their coaches. And I only charge $50 and give the exact same stuff away. So that's what Minot Junior Golf is here for, is making the game of golf affordable for, it's always kind of been known as somebody, you got to have some money to play golf, but Minot Junior Golf's here to make it affordable for everybody, to get every kid involved if we can. So
well, the group of Breck Wilson from West Fargo, Kason Rosten from Minot North, Porter Seidel from Davies, Quinn Schillingstad from Bismarck, St. Mary's reached the 18th.
I like this play by Kason. Kason did go for it. The bailout is out to the right, even though the spectators here are crowding the green, but he bails out to the right, has maybe a 40-yard pitch here, but he has the entire green to work with back into the wind. I'm sure he knew that. He's played here before. He knew he'd rather be close up to the green instead of laying back to the edge of that fairway.
yeah, for sure. Kason's a good player, but he's an even better kid. He does a lot of my summer stuff with me as my unofficial assistant, but he is one that truly cares about getting the youth involved. He's just a better kid than he is a player.
Here he goes with his third shot. Kind of checks a little bit into that wind, and he will not be happy with that one as he gets applause from the crowd. I'm sure he was thinking about getting that a little bit closer to the hole there.
This is Breck Wilson. West Fargo Packers.
Stay there. That's kind of just what we've been seeing from that part of
Hurry
the
up and
green
mark
there.
it before it rolls down that hill.
Which he did.
He did.
Wilson tied for 6th. He was 7 over on the 2-day affair through 17 here in today's round.
Kind of appears on the team side of things, if Kason Rosted 2-putts this for par, it should very well wrap up the team side of this state tournament.
Schillingstad to end his round. According to the top 10, shot a 73 yesterday, was 8 over overall coming into the 18th here on the championship round.
Looks like we got a change again at the top of the team leaderboard. Kobe Corner of Red River must have made a bogey on 17. They're now tied with Fargo Shanley in that second place spot. Minot North expanded its lead to 7. Looks like Rosted will tap this in for a par and pretty well wrap up the team side of this.
Seidel just missing. Finishes with the tap in. Three-way tie for 6th coming into the 18th. +6 here today.
Porter Seidel, another good kid, was Senior Athlete of the Year in the EDC, playing alongside Kaysen Rosted, who's the Senior Athlete of the Year in the WDA. So, good group of kids in this pairing that just finished.
Breck Wilson finishing his round as well. West Fargo Packer, again with a 73 yesterday. +7 overall coming into number 17. Coming into number 18, I should say. Well, the final group is on the box for number 18. Cole Wilbur from Grand Forks Central, Colby Corner from Grand Forks Red River, Madden Weber from West Fargo Cheyenne, and the leader coming to the final pin, Parker Beck from Bismarck Century. There's that leaderboard coming into number 18. See if we can get those scores updated and entered in as they approach their final hole of the day. Red River still have a chance here, or is Minot North have it on ice?
It should be pretty well wrapped up. A 7-shot lead with 1 to go.
That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it looks like Parker Beck extended that lead to 8 after hole 17. Colby Corner must have made a bogey. I know there was talks in the coaches group chat. What is the Class A individual scoring record? Nobody seems to know because there was, if you look at the top 10 leaderboards, there isn't any scores posted next to them in the High School Activity Association record. So we could consider this the Class A individual scoring record.
Parker Beck with a 67 in round number 1. Pretty impressive for the sophomore from Century. Corner shot a 70 here for Red River Rough Riders. Cole Wilbur from Grand Forks Central. It's even on the day yesterday. And Madden Weber, who is also in this group. Shot a 71 yesterday. He's plus 12 on his day today, slipping all the way down to number 17 on the list for the 16 holes that he's got registered here on the championship day. Golf can be a frustrating game, can it?
Yes, it can.
That's why we all love it.
Yes. Big thanks again to Beowulf, golfminot.com. Visit the Beowulf website, golfminot.com, for tee times and all the information. Voted one of North Dakota's premier and best golf courses. Beowulf in the Magic City. Proud to bring you state tournament coverage here on the PSP Network. Well, this final pairing.
Looks like corner hit one into one fairway off the 18 box, Andy.
Yep. I'm watching that right now.
Colby Corners in the red shirt, Cole Wilbur in the gray shirt. White shirt, white hat, black pants for Madden Weber. White shirt, white pants. Sorry, white shirt, white hat, navy pants for Parker Beck.
Looks like another layup here. Yep, down to the edge of the fairway. Might have got a little too far left. That fairway there, you might have a little tree to maneuver around or over. Wow. Good shot there.
Was that Madden Weber, I think? I would say that's probably the best shot we've seen on a.
Whoever that was, that is the best shot we've seen today.
Another opportunity there that falls just a bit short. Still a couple good plays from deep in the fairway. Well, if you haven't already done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like and follow us on all of our social media platforms as well. PSP Network, our mission is to promote local athletes. It's not quite the Masters level production here today, but happy to promote the golfers in our state here at the state tournament.
Yeah, we're certainly happy to have you guys here. This is something pretty cool.
Hopefully this is the start of some more coverage for these young men. And you know, it's their season starts most of the time when the golf courses aren't even open yet, and their season is crammed into 2 months, and it goes by super fast. So I'm glad that we got to highlight these golfers here today. Another good shot there.
Colby Corner drops it in. Beck or Weber here, gentlemen?
This should be Madden Weber. I believe that close one we saw in the second shot was Cole Wilbur from Grand Forks Central. So.
Big thanks to Avery Lundy at the 18T box sending us the description of the players. They come from 500 away to get to us. Job well done to her here today.
This putt for corner for birdie is a big deal in the team side of things, since they're tied with Shanley, and Kobe's the only player left on the golf course that can change that. So. I believe he's very well wrapped up second place on the individual side of things as well, with Parker Beck having that 8-shot lead, and Kaysen Rosted, I believe, finished at 1 over. I might be mistaken on that, though. Excuse me, Kaysen finished at 2 over. So Kobe Kobe does have second place pretty well wrapped up right now, so. Is that high enough, Andy? Is it gonna stay
I
up
think
there?
it's going to just be right below the hole there.
That's a good shot.
Good shot there. I've seen most players miss this short and low all day here. Let's see if he can borrow enough and get it all the way up that slope. Looks like a good putt there.
This is a big putt.
And like Todd said, it's a little, there's sneaky breaks up here. We haven't seen a whole lot go in from up here.
Ooh.
Good one there.
Nice 3 to finish.
Good eagle there.
Yeah.
Cole Wilbur putting exclamation point on it here today. Weber's going to leave it just a bit long. And dropped in. For a state championship. Quite a performance.
Great playing by Parker back. Good tournament, good team tournament for Minot North. It's good good 2 days of golf.
I believe that put Parker Beck at 10 under for the 2-day total, 67-67. That's some good playing.
That is some good playing, yep. Especially as a sophomore, we'll be able to watch him play the next 2 state tournaments.
Well, the celebration will begin. That will carry him into summer with quite a bit of momentum, I would have to think. Gentlemen, what a tournament, what a high school golf season. Parker Bartels again joining us here, the director of the tournament. Your closing thoughts on how things went here in the Magic City and overall the play from the boys in the Class A division.
Yeah, I think the tournament went about as well as it could. It was a lot of fun. The play, seeing somebody win by 9 was not something I expected. I kind of thought the individual side would be a little closer, but obviously Parker Beck played very, very well for the last 2 days and kind of boat raced everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, he was on a different level here, especially down the stretch. Andrew, your thoughts overall on this championship round of the tournament as a whole?
Again, Parker Beck, great 2 days. Just look at the scoreboard. 10 under for the 2 days. Great playing, and I want to say, is this Minot North's first state title in boys golf? So some history there. Congrats to them. Congrats to their team and their coach, and something they'll never forget.
Gentlemen, a job well done on the call here today. We can't thank you enough for being a part of the presentation and the coverage here on the PSP Network. Looking forward to seeing you both on the links here this summer at Beowulf or here at the Vardon, maybe at Cirrus. Air Force Base has quite a club too up there once in a while to play at. See you at Beowulf. That's where you'll find me, our premier sponsor of this event here today. One more look at the leaderboard. Minot North winning the championship. Wait and see if those individual numbers have been updated just yet through 17. Yes, you can find those online after everything is registered and updated. Gentlemen, thanks again for your time here today. Job well done. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Absolutely. For broadcast partners here today, Parker Bartels along with Andrew Schmitz from Beowulf. I'm Nick Holberg signing off from here at the Vardon. See you all at the golf course. Hope you have a great afternoon. Whatever you do, have a good night and God bless.
Here we go. Kemple, the scoop. No, he went up and got it.